Alright guys, so what happened? We dropped below support, below $9,000, and I was keeping preaching that we have our BitMEX funding and premium index positive. It's very dangerous for bulls. It might be a sign that we will go down. Like the major players, the whales, they are accumulating shorts in this position, this area, and then eventually the price will go down. So that's exactly what happened. Although of course we may easily go higher from that point. I don't really like the fact that we are lower right now, because it shows a very strong indication of the weakness of the bulls at the moment. Although the same BitMEX funding and premium index here showed a little bit of the negative area, but it's very short term, and yeah, we need to have it much longer and establish this bullishness with the negative values of this index. So far it is just a very beginning of the indication that we might go higher from that point. So I would really be careful treating it as a signal, as a trading signal. Indeed, what happened here, you see here was like another triangle like this, and we broke it upwards. We had this volume over here, and yeah, we reached $9,500. We expected that it might be the signal for the continuation of the rise even higher. Instead of that, we printed a series of the lower highs, and then in fact, if we will add the Bollinger Bands indicator over here and switch to the 4 hours time frame, you remember I said that many times that the 4 hours time frame Bollinger Bands baseline serves as an indication for the short-term trend. For example, here you see we dropped below this trend with this baseline, and then we tested it once again and it had a rejection, a massive rejection downwards. So if we would go above it, then we'd have a chance to continuation sideways price action and then maybe higher, but instead of that, that would happen. So this was like a trap for this triangle, and now we have another triangle formed. Well, I would you can draw it in different way, but this is my triangle here. It's still a rough estimation, rough drawing. And then if you'll estimate the drop as the exit from this triangle as the height of this triangle over here, it will be something like $8,200, $8,300 maybe. And also you can draw the bearish flag or bearish pennant over here, also something with a target somewhere around this same zone. So I would be really surprised that it will go below $8,500. Also we have some volume traded over here, so a lot of people are putting their stops below $8,500, which is also a round number, like a psychological level. So it would be nice for the liquidity seekers to push the price lower the same way they did it here. So you see the volume actually after the exit of this triangle, it was higher than here when we expected that it might be the exit to the upside. So that was a reasonable volume on the, again, on the stop orders of the long positions, which was set by people out there expecting for the price going up. So right now what is happening is that we're continuing to pushing it downwards. I think the lower we are going, the stronger the pressure is, although of course in the shorter time frame a lot of the indicators are in the oversold territory. So I would say we probably would have to go sideways for a while to make it a little bit lighter, cool it down and so on. And actually when the baseline of 4 hours Bollinger Bands will go somewhere around here, maybe we'll face it, and then here it will be the point, at least again in my opinion, of the decision of the market where it will go. Will it go either higher or it will go lower from that point? So again, I would say that it's more likely that we'll go lower, but this is my personal opinion. This is not a financial advice as usual, guys. But technically, again, if we'll return to the major picture over here, we are still showing lower high. We were not able to break this trend line with even an attempt to go above like this small, like exit this triangle to the upside. So all of that is the indication of a weakness of the bulls over here, and also we are below the 200 days moving average right now. It served as a support several times, and finally after many attempts, like it usually it happens, we broke downwards and it was a massive drop. And now the only one thing which we can do, if like we are about to return up and maybe try to establish the bullish trend, then we'd have to go test $9,000 again, like this resistance right now, it was support before. If we'll test it and if we'll break it, then it's possible again to go to the upside, test this area again, and then after the breaking this trend line, we can go to something like to the moon or whatever. But if we'll get a rejection from here again, it's more likely a bearish scenario. So you see the odds, the number of bearish scenarios are much more and more likely to happen than the number of the bullish scenarios, and it's really hard right now to go up, at least very soon. But that would be like the best scenario, which I think for the bulls, like if we'll shoot from here like this, that would be great. Then it would mean that this is the bear trap and we are just playing with shorts and longs, and we are finally going up again. But I'm not very optimistic, again, it's my personal opinion, but in any case, we actually even closed this gap at CME futures, so the price went down to $8,700. It's good enough to call it. The gap is closed, so this was the area of the gap starts. So again, I think it's kind of a manipulative move, but in any case, I would remain bearish to neutral until we will show some indication of the price going above certain important levels or moving average and breaking the trend to the upside, showing that this was a kind of a fake drop. Before that, I would still expect the continuation of the fall. Also, this level of $8,500 was the resistance over here, so it's also important, if we'll go below that it would even more establish the bearish trend, and the fact that we kind of ended the bullish trend, like long-term bullish trend, with the break below $9,500 as I was worrying about, and I mentioned that several times on the channel in previous videos. So we are right now in a short, maybe medium, and even maybe long-term bearish trend, and as soon as we are continuing to print the more and more signs of this fact, I just can't be 100% bullish. Although of course it's still a temporal thing, so it's still just the very short, real on a longer time scale period of time when we have this correction, and eventually Bitcoin will go much higher. But at the moment, this is what I see in the charts, and this is how I see the market, guys. Okay, then this is it for today. I hope that it was useful, and I will keep you updated. Thank you for watching, guys. Goodbye.